Hey everybody, welcome to the Muddy Reviews. Today we're reviewing a light. This is a Princeton Tec Charge Pro. Um, this review is kind of covering the Princeton Tec. I'm going to talk about briefly a repro, but there's a reason for that. You'll see why in a moment. And I'm going to compare it to another Charge Pro that I have. So this is not my Charge Pro; it's actually a friend's. The main reason I got to do this review is because he got the full kit with his, and I don't have that. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. And he's like, yo, just review it, man. I was like, sweet. The kit itself, these are all the mounts that come with this light if you were to get the whole kit, and they are awesome. So we're going to get to these in a moment, but let's talk about the light itself. So this is the Charge Pro. This is the 4-mode light. So it has 4 LEDs here, and the LEDs are red, blue, IR, and white. So a single push will give you the red light. 2 pushes will get you the blue light. And then if you're in this mode, either blue or red light, 1 long push will get you your white light. Sorry for blinding you. And then from off, hold down, and you get your IR. As you can see, the IR LED lighting up right there. The gooseneck's really nice. It'll hold where you want it to. It takes a CR123A battery, which is these little chode looking batteries right here. Now his light in particular should have a screw right here that comes with it, but that's a little broken off. I'll show you mine. So this is my Charge Pro that's on my lid, my FG&E lid. That he's getting this for the same build. That screw helps kind of mount it into these little parts on the rail to kind of just keep it locked in. Now on the back of the Charge Pro, you do have this little ball bearing that's like spring mounted, and that locks in to these segments on the rail. So if this was going to be the mount we were going to choose, see the ball bearing kind of locks in right there. But the problem is, it's not difficult to bypass that. So without that screw, you lose that extra little bit of security. Now mind you, it's not going to fly out of there, but if you just bump it hard enough, it will come off. So this is a repro of a Charge Pro. So right away you can see one of the big glaring differences is the orientation of the light. The next one is how much bigger the battery compartment is, and that's because this battery compartment runs with a AA. If you didn't necessarily need all the functionality of a real Charge Pro and AA's made more sense for you, these are not bad. I have a review for this. I'll link it below if you want to check it out and where I go into more detail. Something else, though, to note, though, just so you guys do know, this is a 4 LED mode light, just like that one. Red, green, white, and then IR. But the gooseneck is not as good. It just doesn't really want to hold its position like the real one. So anyway, enough of that toy. We will talk about this guy. So what really is cool to me is this full kit here. So one of the first things I notice and I love is this elastic headband mount. So this is to turn your Charge Pro into a headlamp. And if you've been watching my channel for a while and you've seen the other reviews I've done, you'll know I'm a total headlamp slut. I love headlamps. I was a dirty boat guy. Having a headlamp was fantastic if you had to deal with your engines or anything inside the cabin or outside the cabin, in the cockpit flat. Especially when you're docked and moored up, you could have both hands free to do whatever you have to do, and you had a red lamp that you can work with. Or even as a crew serve guy, having that ability when you're clearing your weapon, when you come back in, was really nice, because you had both hands free. The other mounts it comes with is a 1913 Picatinny mount. You could set this up on a weapon. I don't know why you would, but you could. This mount, so I'm going to show you the instructions here. This is your instruction sheet. Don't be a typical man and throw this out. It actually will be useful. But it explains every mount, how they work, and why they work, and what they're for. And this is the helmet here. It says it's for a Picatinny rail. Oh, no, that's not it. That's the Picatinny one. Yep, it's a weird mount. You got to screw it in. I don't know what it's for or why you would do that, but it's there. It's there to screw into whatever rail that needs. So it's really strange. It doesn't mention it directly. I thought it did. But then you got the above rail mount too, so we'll get to that. Anyway, this one's weird though. Like I was just saying, it is... You got to screw it directly into something. I don't know what it screws into. It doesn't really explain it very clearly on here that I can see, but I'm not going to take the time to like decipher those on camera. But this mount has 2 large screws here, and then you would screw that mount into whatever it needs to be screwed into and go from there. One of the better ones for your old, if you have an old school lid, like this is a Tex, very similar to like a Mitch or something, is you got this mount here. So this allows, with this guy here, to integrate on there, and allows you to mount your light on a Mitch helmet. That's pretty cool. So now you would have a Princeton Tec on a Mitch. Pretty cool. Even better though, hands down, is this guy here, and we'll talk about this in a second. This is called the above the rail mount. And the last mount, you do have a MOLLE mount. Hook this onto your kit, slide this bad boy in there, blah blah blah. And then you can just gooseneck it over and you have a light. So that's kind of nice. Now, this is the mount that I really love. So this is the above the rail mount. I've got 2 arcs here, and I'm going to show you something kind of interesting. So this guy allows you to mount your helmet, your light above your helmet, your rail. So it goes in like this, and then your light goes on here. Put the light on. Blah, blah, blah. And then you stick this on there, and now you've got your light above your arc rail, higher on the helmet, and you free your arc rail up for other things. And that's pretty cool. But this is something kind of to note for all my airsoft guys out there. Not so much my real dudes, because you're not going to be playing around with plastic helmets, but my airsoft guys. So this is a rail that came off of a replica airsoft helmet. This is a rail that came off of a replica airsoft helmet. But check this out. The above the rail mount doesn't seat behind this guy properly. So be aware of that. If you have a repro helmet, look at your rail. So you can see the rail's a little different here in the front. It's shaped a little different. It comes down a weird angle versus that. I want to say this is a maritime rail versus a standard high cut rail. That might be the issue. If that's the case, then understand this won't work with a maritime rail. If this is a maritime rail, it may just be a weird off-spec airsoft rail. But I wanted to show you that. So yeah, this is pretty rad, and I do wish I had this mount myself to hook onto my helmet to get my light above, because as you can see, the Princeton Tec Charge Pro takes up a lot of rail space. Great light, but it takes up a lot of space. So if you're going to run Air Pro with this or comms, if you're not going to run them under the lid, if you're going to put them on, if you want to put them on your arc rail, having this light above, so at this point here, like above here where my patch is a lot better. So anyway, so that is the overview of the Charge Pro. I hope you guys got something out of this and learned something new about these lights if you didn't know, especially if you weren't familiar with the full mounting kit, like I wasn't completely familiar with when I first got my hands on it. I do like these. I think they're pretty great. I've used a lot of different helmet lights, and this is kind of become slowly one of my favorite, mainly for this gooseneck ability. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. To all my old subs, you guys are rad as fuck, and you're helping keep this channel going. To my new subs, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content, and I hope you got something out of this too. I don't like to usually say a little YouTube shit, but like, comment, it really helps me in the algorithm. And share if you want, because that'd be cool too. As always, get out there, guys, play some airsoft, try some new shit, new kits, and I'll hopefully see some of you on the field. Take care.